before this game, you knew that 2/3 of the first line will go down. Will Smith and Philip Kurashev. And Pittsburgh scored 3 power play goals. And the Sharks were down 5-1 in the third period. You wouldn't bother turning it on. Well, 82 games, I guess I'll watch the next one. No point in wasting my life on this one. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you missed one of the best games ever. Most of this game sucked. As a Sharks fan, for the team, it was just as a general hockey fan, it was just... The first period was fast, back and forth, good action. Second period, horrible. I was falling asleep on the couch. I was sitting there watching it going, well, I'm pretty tired. Maybe I need a coffee. I guess I gotta go study later. What am I gonna do? I was falling asleep. The Sharks were dominated. Absolutely dominated. For a lot of the first period and the entire second period. Let me check the shots. First period, the shots were 12-7 Pittsburgh. All right, yeah. They got outshot, so what? Second period, 20-6. They didn't stand a chance, dude. And then, third period, Will Smith gets taken down. Clean hit, but he gets hurt. Hurts his arm. We don't know what's going on. We don't know how long he'll be out. But all Celebrini sees, his buddy, his line mate, his teammate, Will Smith, injured. What does he do? As a 19-year-old, he fights. He starts a fight. He gets a 4-minute penalty. And you're thinking, good. Sticking up for his teammate. We're down. Freaking whatever, dude. But glad he stood up for him. Same with Eklund. And then immediately after he comes out of the penalty box, Celebrini, everyone else. God amongst men, dude. Oh my God. I don't even have the right adjectives in my vocabulary to describe what he was doing. And it feels like he played the entire last 10 minutes of the game and the entire overtime. How he had that first shift in overtime, went off the ice. How long was he off the ice for? Maybe 10 seconds? He squirted some water in his face, and then he's right back out there. Dude, oh my God. The comeback goals, every single one of them is a beauty. Every single one of them. Klingberg on the 5-on-3 with a snipe. Beautiful. 5-2. Whatever. Cool, we scored a goal. Kind of expected when it's 5-on-3. And then Eklund, after a mess in front caused by Wenberg and Gaudette, tucks it away. 5-3. And I think when it was 5-2, Randy and Drew on the broadcast said something like, oh, if they get another one here, they'll make it pretty interesting. And they'll keep the game fun. And I'm sitting there thinking, dude, you guys should try. Your job is to make people watch the game and have fun while doing it. You're not going to sit there and go, well, this game's a waste of time. May as well turn it off now. No, they're not. But most of the time when they say that, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, yeah, whatever, dude. Sure. Make it interesting. Not when they're down 3 goals with 10 minutes to go and they've already just scored 1. That doesn't happen. Not against Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Are you kidding me, dude? Anyway, it's 5-3. They pull the goalie. They pull Askarov. I'm thinking, great. There's 3.5 minutes left, dude. The odds they score an empty net goal in 3.5 minutes? Yeah, well, at least they're trying, but hey, I don't like the odds, dude. And sure enough, my experience watching hockey almost predicted the outcome. Crosby to Raquel hits the post on the empty net. Are you kidding me? It happens sometimes, but gosh, those guys are good and they don't often miss. No matter if they're 50 feet away, 10 feet away, or 200 feet away, it's not often that they miss those. But then Celebrini, one-time slap shot, puts it right through everybody. Boom! I think they said it was a 90-mile-an-hour slap shot. Are you kidding me, dude? Oh my gosh! I jumped out of my chair. I know it wasn't even tied at that point, but dude, I was so excited. And that's when your heart starts racing. You're like, are they actually going to do this? They're actually going to tie it up? Because there's still time left on the clock. And sure enough, who else but Tyler Toffoli, while falling down, tucks home the tying goal. 5-5 going to overtime. Ridiculous, dude. Overtime, like I said, Celebrini played essentially the whole thing except for 10 seconds. Ridiculous. Crosby is also out there. Letang also out there. And who else but John Klingberg, for the second game in a row, scores an overtime winner. Now, this is not just some overtime winner. I want you to look at who he undresses. Sidney Crosby, one of the best players in the world and has been for about 20 years. He just right around Sidney Crosby. At some point on the broadcast, you can hear him go, I actually don't know who it is, but you hear someone go, oh, when it happens, because, what? All of a sudden it's a 2-on-1. Klingberg, Celebrini, back to Klingberg. Over. Right past Letang. They already undressed Crosby. Dude. I have not had this much fun watching hockey in so long. I do it because I love the Sharks and I love the sport, but holy crap. Dude, they did it! Are you kidding me? Alright, now for some incredible stats. This was the first time in franchise history coming back down 4 goals in the third period to win it. These guys are breaking records left and right, dude. And they're 19 and 20 years old. So, watch out. Celebrini, he's going to be the captain. Just a matter of when. It's going to be right here. And it'll probably be next year or the year after. Don't know yet. He's only 19. Give him some time, but I mean, everyone knows it's coming. It's not going to be a surprise when it does. And then what else is there to say about John Klingberg? That guy, I mean, everyone had written him off. Everyone. Just think about it. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, this guy was in Dallas, and the rumor was he was going to get 8 years by $8 million. At the time, that was one of the top contracts in the league. It would have been up there. It would have been like, okay, I realize Erik Karlsson, 11.5, but that was an outlier for years. He was worth it at the time. He was. And it seems like now we're starting to see flashes of that. And I realize he had some gnarly hip injuries and some surgeries he had to go through, but those take time to recover from, and god damn it, he's back. So it's really exciting whether he gets traded at the deadline. Don't know what this team looks like. Regardless, we're in a playoff spot right now, and that is bonkers.